Hey there, folks. So, some of you might know I have a book launch today, and if I don't go out and walk around a little bit, I will probably just go nuts. So, I decided, you know what? Let's just have a little walk. It's going to rain at some point, so get that option in quick, and then just, take care of myself a little bit. So, today we are going to be walking around the downtown area, and hopefully, we take you along for the ride and you enjoy it. So, we'll see you. Hey, Timmy. Good to see you. I figured that before everything goes crazy a little bit later, let's go out and have a little bit of a walk around. Because if I just stay home and wait for things to happen, I will go nuts. But yeah, I have to literally do Midge Adams. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Hopefully, y'all are having a good one. Yeah, when I get back, today is the launch day. Today is all the books are available. They go off. We're going to have a good time. We're sure on the computer for it. We'd love to have you. I'm saying it is interesting launching a book because, frankly, you never know how much work goes into something until ready to go. There is something kind of fishy about this where it seems like is the camera tilted? Anyways, it will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so potentially lots of time before that happens. But yeah, I'm just gonna go outside and I'm gonna walk around because if I do this, then I will feel less stressed about just having to sit around and wait for things to happen. It should be good. Hunter's gonna MC it, and so I got the script today and the outline of how everything's gonna go. Christian's book is going to be launching as well. I've read it. It's really good, actually. I really enjoy Christian's writing, despite the fact that it's not young adult fiction. Whereas I like to say I write young adult fiction for adults. So, and of course, beside us, you will see TMU building. This used to be Maple Leaf Gardens. I mean, it still technically is Maple Leaf Gardens, but this is where is now one of the flagship Loblaws, meaning that not only is it expensive, it's also the place to go to find out just how expensive everything is. So, Loblaws is called Superstore here, but it's still expensive as fuck. Yeah, I believe that. I entirely believe that. So, I figured just today, you're just like, it's not a bad idea to just go around and do some of my favorite routes. And also just explore a couple of the back streets, get a couple of the houses. I was thinking especially around the areas where we can explore a little bit more of. Oh, hey, Yoshi. Don't worry, I did see your message. I just haven't got a chance to respond yet. I'll respond after. Just got a lot of stuff to prepare for in terms of the launch today, but I'll be able to have that ready going. Oh, hey, Arjat, good to see you. Always nice to see you around. It's, oh, oh, Holiday Inn. How've they tried? Well, I may not go live after Thursday. Kind of did eat up some of my data usage. Oh, sorry to hear that, buddy. But hopefully all's well for you. I mean, doing these streams does eat up a lot of our data. I'm not going to lie about that. It's exceptionally large files. We're talking gigs and gigs and gigs. And I'm not even streaming in 1080p. So, like, even with the amount I have, still a lot. Still a lot of data gets used. Getting fiber internet installed on Thursday. Oh, that's an upgrade. Especially, I remember going from, like, the dial-up modem to DSL was such a jump when I was younger. And now it's just seems like we're doing that every other year. Do you imagine having the speeds we have now back then? Well, it would have been amazing. Mainly using 1 hour free, somewhat if you is fine for 90 minutes. Okay. It's actually chillier than I thought it was. Luckily I have a hood. I'm also wearing hunter sweater, so it's like a little big on me, but that's half the fun. I've always liked the pot, like the little pot pattern on the top. It's a parking garage behind it. So it's like up above it's the apartments. And then there's the retail on the bottom. But the middle's the parking, which I thought was interesting. It's freezing here, 1 degree. Ooh, too cold. Tell them to warm up a little bit. Who will you share Coke with? It's a good question. Finally turned on the oil heat last night. I mean, it is getting to that time of year. I might not agree that Christmas season starts in November, but I will agree. Oh my God, it's November 15th. We're halfway through the month, folks. That's fun. It's exciting. We're loving it. Living our best lives. It's great. Oh, snap. There we go. Perfect. It looks like it's actually working now. I find sometimes my gimbal slants, and I have to take me a minute, like a couple minutes of actually walking with it before it finally levels out. But that looks much better. And look, it's France. We love us some France. As I said, it's a place that no one plans to go to, but it's inevitably a place you'll end up at some point. Actually, when Timmy saw my live on Thursday, it was very cold, not gonna lie. Yeah. Well, this isn't the time of year known for its warmth. But here's the thing. We go walking around and people will tune in and be like, oh, I can't wait to see all the snow in Toronto. And they'll tune in thinking that's going to be like the snowy winter wonderland. And then just like we get all of the cold and very little of the payoff of the snow. So I don't know if you call that payoff, but I call that a kind of payoff. I think it was warmer here that day. Now the tables have turned. Oh, fighting already. You know what? We do have to give credit to the police building. Because I'm just like, that is some interesting architecture. It has a rotunda on top, which is always nice. But just the way they'll have almost like a cubist layout. I don't even know what you'd call that, but it is very neat. Again, more of like, this would have been super cool in like the 70s and early 80s. Super modern, super edgy. And even the apartment building beside it. The way that the balconies are kind of structured in that semicircular pattern, it's just neat. It's very interesting. And it's like, how many times have I walked by these buildings? I still don't fully appreciate them all the time. And you know what? A lot of people have been saying that Bay is a boring street to walk down. And I don't think that's fair. I think Bay actually has a lot to offer. It's just, it's all up. But it doesn't have a lot to offer in terms of like retail. But I don't know. Maybe we're missing something. Maybe there's some hidden gems here. So we'll take a walk down to Nathan Phillips Square and see which parts of it actually stand out to us today. If we take like a closer look at some of the buildings that we have. Is the Bay from Bay Street? The Bay is not from Bay Street. The Bay is from the Hudson's Bay Company, which was started as like one of the first trading organizations in Ontario, in Canada, I guess. I guess it was Upper Canada at the time, Lower Canada. But yeah, was literally, it started over 300 years ago. And ironically, I don't think there was ever the Bay on Bay Street. Maybe the one on Queen touches it, or like graze against it, but our Bay store closed down quite a few years ago now. Hudson's Bay Company went out of business, yeah. I, my gosh, the way that they announced they're going out of business, being like, "Thank you for 300 some years of following us," and they made a post on Instagram or something like that. I'm just like, what an insult! What an incredible insult to all the Canadians who have like been a part of the company, worked at the company, and literally it all happened because of like, oh, there's someone who does Jake from Bright Sun Films. He did maybe I think it was him, but he actually did this whole series on Bankrupt about the Hudson's Bay Company, about the Bay. And oh my God, the way that they screwed up the ending, it made me livid, like actually furious. About a company I don't even have that much attachment to, but like is undoubtedly a part of Canadian history. And yeah, just the sheer disregard to which they held their customer base and also to their Canadian history. I was just like, this is just insulting. This is what happened is a travesty and should absolutely be acknowledged and recognized and should never repeat itself. But of course it will, because that's how it happens. I remember the Bay being kind of expensive, but RIP. Oh, absolutely was. But I'm just like, there's always space for like a luxury retail department store. Like that's what Simon's is, really. Although Simon's has like a really good price on some items. But a lot of the stuff is higher end. And there's absolutely space for that in the retail sphere. But yeah, just what they did, super shady. Not here for it. Not here for it. All right. I mean, to be fair, looking up, that one building does have an interesting architecture piece where it has the cutout in the middle with the hang on the top. Like, that's pretty neat. RIP Hudson's Bay Company, 1670 to 2025. We have a Simon's here now. It opened where Sears used to be a few years ago. Yeah, I feel like Simon's is kind of moving into the Sears space. Like, even in Toronto when we had Nordstrom, it never really felt like a good fit. And it didn't even last very long. But hey, it lasted longer than Target. Theoretically. Actually, I don't know if it did. You know what? Despite everything, I can still appreciate that building. The waves on the front at least give it a little bit of character. And if you were in there, it would be nice to look out and see everything else around you. But in terms of, I don't know if anyone who is in those buildings is doing anything with those rooms. But friggin' Target, yes. Friggin' Target indeed. Book launch, huh? Congratulations. Thank you very much. I figured the best way I could kind of relieve my mind a little bit and not stress about what happens and things I can't control is to go for a little walk around. Be like, you know what? Now I don't have to deal with it. And this way I can get my steps in, relieve some tension, pressure, have a good time, hang out with friends. And by that I mean talk to a camera. But have people come up in the chat who I would say are good people. And even if you're just here watching, you're still the good people. We enjoy them. Yeah, okay, all things considered, Bay is actually pretty boring. Not a lot here. Not a lot of really interesting things that really stand out and grab you. Yonge has a lot of the places that are interesting and dynamic, and it still has like the full retail spectrum. Like you have a little bit of everything over there. You have different, like a lot of cafes, a lot of not even restaurants, but like medium restaurants, if that makes sense. But yeah, Bay just kind of has just very little in terms of character and personality, especially when we come up to the next street. Like this here, this area used to be coming up, of course, not this next street. Hi, Juanita. Good to see you today. Thanks for stopping by. We love having you. Like even this place over here, this used to be, well, all of it's under construction, so it's probably going to be turned into condos or something soon. But down there, there's an apartment building. But up here, there is the bus stop. And the bus stop used to be, well, it used to be the bus depot for Toronto's Go buses. Essentially, that's where you would go to catch the buses that went in and out of Toronto. Now it's all located in the middle of Union Station. And I mean, we've all gone there multiple times, at least showed it off. But like, this used to be the bus terminal, and they were planning to do something with it. But yeah, over the last couple of years, it's just kind of done nothing. And now it's just kind of this open lot where people are just kind of wondering, okay, well, what are you going to do with this space? Because you have an entire block now that's just completely open and you're not doing anything with it. It's just unusual. It's very strange. It's a very strange way to go. But I will say, when I was down here when I was in high school, when I was college, are they going to tear down all these cool little buildings? To be fair, Mark, they probably are. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. When it's I remember I would come down here as when I was a youngin' from North Bay. When I would come down here, this would be the bus station that we would always be depoted at. And it's just, it was creepy as heck. Absolutely, terrifying to sit in and wait at. But it was dirty, it was grimy, there was people there who were not safe and just walking around. And yeah, I do remember, I have palpable memories of being in that bus station. Funny enough, listening to Wicked, because I was absolutely obsessed with Wicked as a high schooler. And now that obsession's coming full circle, which is really cool. But yeah, I would be in there and we would be waiting and I listened to the Wicked soundtrack. And that would be where my memories live of North Bay and then coming to Toronto on the bus. So there it is. I'm trying to motivate myself to go to Canadian Tire to get a dust mask, but it's so cold out. It is chilly. It is not, even here, it's not nice. But it's just kind of, It's an day. It's not cold, it's not hot, it's not warm, it's not nice, it's just chilly. It's just gross. But this is all the bus depot. Pretty sure I can't get in there, but if I could, I would. I'd do it for you. Where's the bus station now? The bus station is actually located where it should have been all along. It is located in the middle of Union Station. But I remember even a couple... I remember a couple months ago, I had to take a bus for the first time in decades, in years. And I remember coming down here thinking the bus station was still here. But it's not. It's all been folded into Union Station, but have you ever bumped into Ken, a fellow North Bayite? I haven't. But funny enough, when I was on a stream the other day, he just happened to be in the bus station and was just like, oh yeah, let's going to North Bay, my hometown. I just had this palpable moment of being like, what? That moment caught me by surprise. But I was just it was great. Oh, and speaking of great, we're at 449 subscribers and 2,100 watch hours. So we're actually getting pretty close, which is kind of awesome. Today was the day I had hoped for, but I'm just you know what? Progress is still progress, and we're getting there. I did hate taking the bus years ago to work. I kind of want to ride one downtown next summer. Fair enough. Show 500. Can I go in here? No, there's a fence. Shucks. I mean, to be fair, not much to look at, but it was there. I mean, it is just Moduloc, and that one was open. But I don't see anything too special in there, do you? Some trash. Well, this used to be the bus terminal. And it was both buildings as well, so you could actually go underground to this one over here. And it was all connected to the path, of course, so you could actually just come from here and then shoot downtown or go... Well, you couldn't really go too far from here, because let's face it, Eaton Center is right there. What else do you have to do? I took the bus to Montreal from that bus station once. All right. That bus station once, didn't even realize it closed up. Yeah. It's kind of funny to see just how much... To be fair, the new bus station is very nice. It's very clean. It does feel a lot safer, I will say that. But it's just kind of interesting that they have such a big space there that no one's doing anything with. And it kind of calls the question just like, well, what would you like to do here? What are you proposing to do here? What is something that you think would be nice? But yeah, very little in terms of actual action. Oui, tabarnak. Oh. Ugh. I am actually looking for new ways to learn French because I have left Duolingo after 5 years. And I'm just like, don't really feel a need to go back. But ideally, would like to do something, I don't know, that helps ground it a little more. Just like I have a lot of theoretical French knowledge now, but I still can't speak it very well. I've heard good things about Babbel, but I also can't afford anything. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll figure something out. I'm not quite sure what's happening on this building, but it's like, why are there platforms just hanging out the middle? And is that designed to be that way, or is that just construction? I can barely speak English. I'm not good at languages. So we are coming up to the back side of Nathan Phillips Square, which is always a good thing to go to. I'm actually curious to know if anything's happening there today. Probably some protest. But yes, the plank. They made the office people walk at profits down. To be fair, it kind of does give that impression. I mean, look at that. Although they are connected to something that has like, I legitimately don't know if that's planned or not. Like, it looks like it could be. Believe me, it's construction they are doing. I stayed in that DoubleTree for work Thursday night and heard the construction all night long. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Liz. That's awful. First off, if you're doing construction in a hotel, you do that during the day for like the 6 hours where you're not going to bug people. You do not do construction at night. That is annoying AF. Oof. Gosh, that sucks. I'm really sorry you had to go through that. No. Also, what are the chances I'm actually what are the chances that I'm just happen to be walking by the place where you just happen to be this week? I do like to point out it's my buddy Winston. He's such a fun, like, his faith and leadership inspired free men to fight in every quarter of the globe for the triumph of justice and victory. I would also be sour. I thought the same thing. I hope you got like at least a discount. If not, I hope you at least got to burn down a place, like burn down a room, complimentary. But if they can get a license to work all night, if urgent. Our Winston statue always has too much bird crap on it. To be fair, understandable. And then they have some pictures of Winston Churchill over here. I didn't realize he had so many connections to Toronto. Had deep affection for Canada, so he referred to the linchpin of the English-speaking peoples. City of Toronto played a special role in this Canadian connection. By Prime Minister Mackenzie King. Oh, interesting. You know something I didn't realize, and that my dad brought up, is that apparently I'm related to William Lyon Mackenzie King too. And I was just like, I had no idea. But I'm just like, as you look through it, just like, oh, he was this. He looks like my grandfather so much. But I'm just like, he was a confirmed bachelor, and the only thing that went in my mind is just like, oh, he was gay. Just like, yeah, maybe that's where it comes from. Work paid for it. I'm not upset. Oh, that baby that was crying, he's upset for you. He is angry. He is like, how dare they? Oh, you can see the CN Tower through the trees a little bit. Work paid for it. I'm not upset. Still, you can go full Karen on them. They don't know work paid for it. You are outraged. You know what? I'm outraged for you. I'll go demand your money back. Oh. Here we are, Nathan Phillips Square, with the Henry Moore statue right in front. It really is a gorgeous piece. Like, I'm not normally a huge sculptor fan, but there's just something about his forms that I find really exciting and different and interesting. I was really happy when I came by here with Clara because, like, the years and years I had been here, like, even as a tour guide, even guiding people through things, I had never really come over and seen this part of Nathan Phillips Square. And once you do, you're just like, this is kind of awesome. We have a peace flame over here. Then there's this section here, which is just lovely space where you can go sit down, relax, enjoy. Here's my thing. Could you imagine living here in these buildings? What a treat that would be. Oh, squirrel. How close we can get to it. Oh, it's licking its nuts. Yeah, we caught you, buddy. They're really getting massive at this point of year. It's not even as big as they're going to get. They're going to get so much bigger. But if you just look at the Peace Garden, it's actually quite beautiful. I'm ruminating about the Great Wing. You can see Old City Hall in the background. But I'm just like, if I didn't tell you exactly where this was, you would probably default to being like, oh, it's New York, it's Chicago, it's somewhere else. I'm just like, no. It's something that's unique to Toronto, and it's so well hidden, I barely knew it was here. That's one thing that's fun about being a walktuber, is you discover all these new things every day. It's just kind of cool. We have the turtle statue. I'm actually surprised they're still running the fountain. Like, it's cold, so I'm just like, why? I went to Chicago a few years ago, but it was a conference. I was there for 2 days. Huh. Turtle sculpture. I've never been to Chicago, but I've always wanted to go. And I have several beautiful friends there who I haven't got to see in many years. But hopefully again soon. One day. One day. The Three Sisters. Important part of the Haudenosaunee creation story. When the daughters of the original woman, Sky Woman, passed away, the three sisters, corn, beans, and squash, emerged from the soil where she was buried. Their growth from womb-like shaped mold celebrates their birth and ongoing connectiveness. So they actually had the plantings there too. Well, I mean, if this is what we're doing, this is what we got to do. We got to go around and actually see what's in the center of it. And there's nothing over here. That's fine. So I'm guessing one was corn, one was squash, and one was beans. I'm guessing that's the corn. Unless they were all grown together. Because that looks like beans at the base. And so if squash was there too, that means that they would all be grown as one thing, 3 plants. Which I have heard of them doing, and apparently it's very good for the soil. Because then you actually have, like, the combination between them. Oh, interesting. The Three Sisters planting. Okay, yeah, so that's how it is done. So there's the corn on top, there's the beans at the bottom, and then there's the gourd underground. Or the gourds are probably at the bottom too. But we'll say Osgood Hall's open. And it is a beautiful building. I don't really get to explore here very often, so let's take advantage and take some pictures. Ooh. Trees are really nice over here. You'll notice that at this point, all of the brilliant reds, or at least most of the brilliant reds, have kind of faded into like browny greens, some soft faded umbers. But there's Nathan Phillips Square in the distance. In the middle distance, Canada flag, just in case you forget where you are. It looks beautiful. Hannah, thank you so much for tuning in. And I agree. It's actually just a really nice... The building itself is quite an interesting building. it has so many like beautiful paintings inside. But even just that there's this little park area outside of an area. Well, it's like inside it's all about the law, right? So it's nice that outside they just have this little connection to nature. So I imagine that must be helpful for people if they're trying to, you know, relax. I guess relax isn't the right word, but post-law stuff. Those are the technical terms, of course. Actually, the one thing I've never really noticed is right in the front of this part, right? Like the big imposing building presence, but just the intricacy of the bordering bricks around the front, around that first foyer. It's like, that's just gorgeous. That's just really cool. But these buildings still active? They are. People come here all the time for, I think it's mostly like law society things, but I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what. I know that this was where my dad had to come for a few hearings, but I couldn't say much else because I don't know. Here's the thing, nor should I know. I really don't need to know a lot of this stuff, but especially with like, I don't want to know what my dad was arguing for. He was a lawyer, specialized in criminal defense for years. Yes, my dad was a lawyer. He was also a pastor of a church. So I had a very strange childhood. Then we come out to see the Canadian Opera Company building. I believe it's just called the Four Seasons. No, the Four Seasons. Got the nice bus. Oh, I have to duck into the. Oh, I love his pants. Those are awesome. Oh, it is the Four Seasons Center. I got it right. I mean, I should get it right. That is kind of my job. Yeah, and it's just such an impressive structure. I've only ever been inside this once, and that was because I had a friend who was dancing in the Nutcracker. But it was, like, obviously the building's beautiful, and the performance is incredible. Like, if you haven't got to see a performance of the Nutcracker and just like, oh, ballet and opera kind of make sense now, but also just like, well, but it doesn't make that much sense. It's like even just the structure of the stairs, like it has that imposing presence to it. You know, like all good classical theaters do. They have all of their Nutcracker stuff. I've pointed out that structure, that sculpture across the street many times. It's probably one of my favorite in the city. It's just beautiful, dynamic, interesting. Has a lot of natural forms to it, which I really like. But yeah, I will say a lot of these buildings, or a lot of these streets, are ones that don't get as much attention. But I mean, for good reason. There's not a lot that's super engaging or interesting here, but it is still a dynamic and interesting. Like, these areas are primarily for cars, and because they're for cars, most people will tend to walk right by them. But it's like still has dedicated bike lanes. They're still important parts of the city that often get overlooked, but still play a major part in the city's health. So we still honor. Oh my God, that is an awful limo. I mean, to be fair, I think all limos are awful. Question for the chat: have you ever ridden in a limo? If so, did you feel powerful, excited, or awkward AF? Because I know what my answer would be. Don't think I have. Apparently, when I was a young child, we rode a limo once because my parents had a friend who drove a limo. So because he drove the limo, we got to go. Apparently, we went for ice cream, and we just went for ice cream in a limo. Do I remember that at all? Not even a little bit. But I want to own a limo. Only one, own several. Or get a couple models, and then you can have as many as you want. Actually, technically, if you owned a limo, wouldn't that just make you a chauffeur? I want to construct the great wing and just fly around from place to place. Fair enough. You're thinking about my other book, Tin Wings, which also comes out today. No, you're the limo boss. Good point. You own the limo company. You own the wheels. You own the way to get around. You are the limo owner. See, even if we go down a street from Richmond, like even onto Adelaide, that building in front of us, the one with the big limestone towers, looks like it's straight out of Batman the Animated Series, meaning instantaneously I'm gonna like it. So I would live in it. I mean, to be fair, great business plan. When you own the house and you can move the house around, technically you would have the world's fanciest trailer. I just like that building there is really cool. I do wonder if it connects to the blue turquoise glass building behind it. Because if it does, I think that would go really well. I do also want to point out, I've always, like, there's something about this statue that I find super intriguing and, but kind of creepy, but just super, like, there's something about seeing it in person that's so awkward. But they do a good job of it. Like Ricky. You're right. It's not a day without a Trailer Park Boys reference. See, I caught that one. It's creepy on camera too. There's just something about. Here's the thing about the artist is that I'm just like, it's brilliant, but it's uncanny. So you look at it and you're just like, there's something wrong. But you study it and you're just like, technically everything here is correct. But the way that they've pinched it ever so slightly and like even just removing the color from it, it's definitely one of those things that just it's uneasy is how I would describe it. Like it's very, very awkward to look at. Oh, I can feel the rain starting, which was always a silly thing to do when I go too far. But oh, it's really picking up. If I hug the wall a little bit, that should help. To be fair, I knew the rain was coming and I came out anyways, so we did this to ourselves. But if I cross the street, I can go to the overhang and I should be able to slip right into... Nope. Almost. Almost. There we go. Hello, Chris. Good to see you, my friend. Was coming for a a pre-book launch walk. But the way that this rain's kicked up, actually looks like it's paused for the moment, but I can hopefully hop over to the Eat Center and then from there hop up. You got a book coming up? I do. Today at Pegasus on Church at 6 o'clock. My friend Christian is launching his book, Andalasia Dogs, and I'm launching my book called A Tall Cup of Joe. Technically, it came out in October, but I pushed back a little bit so that we could do our launch together, and it turned out to be a good call because I like Christian a lot. He is a very talented writer, very talented author, and I want to, be dragged along by his coattails. So I do what I can. Epic Nation HD for life. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you again. Actually, if you take a look over here, you can actually see some of the people. More Christmas decorations going up all over. Everyone wants to capture the magic, so to speak. So, see where we go from here? 41 watching now. All it took was for me to start to get rained on, and everyone's just like, oh no, what's gonna happen? And the answer is I get a little wet. That's about it, though. But yeah, I literally just wanted to do today to be like, you know what? If I just stay at home, I just wait until 6 o'clock, I will literally drive myself nuts. But if I go out and I do something and I'm active and I actually take some time to enjoy myself and focus, then it's not so bad. Also, this is a nice little parkette. You can see they didn't really do anything special with it, but it's nice that they at least have a little bit of greenery in the middle. Especially considering this building in front of us, that used to be the bay. As we were talking about earlier. Not. For a second I was just like, maybe I can beat the traffic, and then I come out and I see that the light just turned green. It's like, no. Ah, well. Oh, that's warm. Nice warmth coming up from there. I have noticed more people seem to tune in when it's raining. I don't quite know what that's about, but also speaking of buildings that I don't appreciate enough, that building is actually gorgeous. And that doesn't look like it should belong here, but it fits in really nicely. Toronto's a really interesting mashup of every architect style, where they just looked at everything and said what would work, and they were just like, that I guess. So there we go. We snap two. Everyone is walking so slowly. Oh my god, I want to kill something. Hello, Cole. Good to see you, my friend. Love the architecture. You know what? I'm just going to take a moment to appreciate the architecture and not at all to wait for those people to, like, move. We're just going to take a moment to appreciate the architecture. Perfect. Perfectly done. Very nice. What book are we launching? Well, it's actually a dual book launch. So I'm actually launching my book, Tin Wings, which is a young adult steampunk fiction book. And then I'm also launching my other book, which is called A Tall Cup of Joe, which is part of the Haunted Heart series. And me and Christian, who is also part of the Haunted Heart series, are doing our book launch tonight at Pegasus at 6 p.m. His book is called Andalusia Dogs, and promises to be a good time. So if y'all like books, come check it out. And if you want a copy, just let me know. You know you can buy one, but also I can just give you copies. I don't know. Y'all are watching me on YouTube. You support me enough. I like steampunk. Aw, that's great. Steampunk is lovely. It's a like to really support. Oh, thanks, buddy. It's good to have you, my friend. Thanks for joining us again. Also, I guess we're kind of just in that awkward rain place. But you know what? We can go and we can examine the tree in the Eaton Center again. Walk through Simon to see how it's holding up through all the chaos. Also, the day of the tree launching the tree launching ceremony, the tree lighting. But see, now that I said that, I would actually love to see a tree launching ceremony. Let's just blow it up. Let's send it to Mars. But you can see the reindeer up there. You know what? I got it from the middle ground last time. Let's go up to the top. Tree launching would be exciting for sure. I'm just like, I feel like that would be for like the humbug people like me. As I've said before, I am very humbug up until December 5th. Once December 5th hits, everything changes. But, you know, before then, Christmas can bite a big one. But tree launching would be exciting. It's every 1 hour. Why December 5th? Okay. Selfishly, the reason why Christmas season kicks in on December 5th is because December 4th is my birthday. So everything before that is birthday. Not that I care much about my birthday, but I'm just like, I can only celebrate one thing at a time, so I have to make it count. I'm just like, today is book launch day. So tomorrow, I guess I will be ramping up to birthday. But I'm going to go in this little alcove here. They've actually done a good job on the decorations this year. Like, I like that. I actually like the little dangly bits with the tree on top. And as we go in here with the actual tree, the tree is huge, but it's actually quite pretty. It's very nicely done. Are we looking at another streamer over here? Oh, hi there, folks. You streaming? Us too. What you on? Fair enough. Do we know them? When is your birthday? My birthday is December 4th. If you ask me the year, I will hurt you. I'm kidding. I can't hurt you. Oh, they're streaming on TikTok. See, here's the thing. When I see another streamer out and about, I'm always just like, yeah, let's talk, let's hang out, let's go for a walk. Never hear from them. It's just... I was like, the tree looks nice. It does look really nice. And it actually goes all the way down. Even what they've done with like that little touch with the little white lights poking through. I'm just like, all right. That little twinkle is nice. Fully granted, very pretty. Very, very pretty. You can pay in 4. Oh my gosh, I hate those. Like, buy it now, pay it in 4 easy installments. I'm just like, what a jip. Like, people are people are broke. We don't need to be buying too much more right now. On that note, happy Christmas. Buy my merch. No, remember being scared of their elevator since you can see out the windows. Funny enough, I have had a very similar experience and absolutely have the same kind of memories. But let's just take a look down really quickly so we can see. Goes all the way to the bottom. Next time I'm here, I will go from the bottom and take a video all the way from the all the way up to the top. So just like, okay, to be fair, they did a really good job. Ding. I do remember, on that note, I remember being with my nephews in the CN Tower, and my middle nephew, Zeke, was just absolutely petrified, like absolutely terrified of everything that was happening. But I'm not going to say I traumatized him, but the way I tried to help, I don't think worked the way magic, but also lagging. It's lagging. I'm not getting any notice, but I should be out of the mall soon, so hopefully that'll clear everything up. Although it might just be raining because I can actually hear how heavily it is raining outside. So that actually might be a part of it, but I was going to be like, lagging? Oh dear. But then I'm just like, it's the rain, dear. It doesn't look like it's raining anymore. So who knows? Maybe it still is. I don't know. It is cloudy. The great rains. Or the tree was interfering. I hadn't thought about that, but I think that's actually a possibility. The rain, dude. I mean, it was a bad joke. I had to make it. If I didn't, you would have lost something. I don't know what. Maybe your minds. Also an option. Just like coming through Simon's is always a good time. I'm actually really impressed with the store. They've done a really good job of setting it up, and it kind of just feels like it's always been here already, which is nice. One day I'll be able to afford clothes again. Until then, I'll just look like this, as you can see me in the mirror. Oh, they've got the classic Christmas music. Again, too early. Turn it off.
Yeah, the shoes.
Oh, it's another reindeer. When you look at it, they've actually done a really good. Like, I think there's a reason the reindeer keep coming back, and it's because they're actually really well done. They're interesting, they're festive, they're fun, and they made them like, you know, probably 10 plus years ago at this point. But it sticks around. We all like the reindeers. Although I do remember them having blue in there as well. And I don't think I'm making that up, but I might be. But let's see. It looks like it is raining a little bit. So what I might do is... Oh yeah, definitely raining. And of course, today is the day where I did not have my umbrella, or my backpack. So, what I am going to do is I am going to potentially sign off now. Well, thanks for joining me for a very short walk. I need to figure out how to get my stuff home dry. And hopefully from here, I hope you have a good day. If you are in Toronto tonight at 6 o'clock, I hope you can make it to Pegasus, where I will be having my book launch along with Christian Baines, which is awesome. I think we're going to have a good time. And I shall stay in this monument of consumerist hell until it stops raining. So until then, y'all have a good day. And thank you for joining me. It's been lovely to have you.